Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I can't even begin because when we taped last week's show, I was like, wow! And I knew that taping this week's show was going to be another wow! So 2 shows in a row, wow! You guys are going to have so much fun tonight. We're going to talk about a new album. We're going to talk about new music. We're going to talk about stuff because that's what Grandma does. But I really, really love welcoming people back into the studio when they're doing just, you go to a level and you do something. And the first time that I really recognized this musician for what she was worth, I was like, wow. She's taken that wow and upped that game to here. And that's not an exaggeration. This is wow. And oh my gosh, musicians that up their game every time they turn around, every time they put out a new album. That's what it's all about. If you're going to be in the music business and you're going to make it, you have to up your game every chance you get. So please get comfortable, get a beverage, get some popcorn maybe, I don't know. Get comfortable though, and get ready to listen to some of the best music that's going out soon. We'll talk about that during the show. But please welcome back into your heart and into your home, Daphne Parker Powell and Kieran Ledwidge.
Well, hello. Good evening, everybody. I'm Daphne. You might have known me once upon a time as Daphne Lee Martin. I am now Daphne Parker Powell, and this is Kieran Ledwidge, fresh back from Sydney, Australia, after a long sojourn away, and we're so happy to be here on the show and playing some new songs for you. Pretty much everything we're going to play tonight is going to be off of a new album that's coming out in October called The Starter Wife. So we're going to start out with one called Sentimental Pessimism Part 1. I could never still the storm in my chest. I have never loved anything more than regret. But I was never supposed to meet you like this. Leave it to me to imprison myself with my freedom. Leave it to me to drag demons kicking and screaming to the gates of heaven and expect to be there. Maybe it's the way that we've never kissed. Maybe I have no right to miss you like this. Maybe it's just the universe. Maybe every mile is a blessing, and blessings have always been easy for me to resist. it to me to drag demons kicking and screaming to the gates of heaven and expect to be led. Romantic and cynical both had this say. Neither ever really had a surefire way. So we shoot into darkness and hope we don't miss. But I was never supposed to meet you like this. Leave it to me to imprison myself with my freedom. Leave it to me to drag demons kicking and screaming to the gates of heaven and expect to be let in. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
We sure do love playing music here. This is, I think this is the third or fourth time I've done this show, and it is always wonderful every time. All right, so this next song is going to be called Enough to Kill. Also on the new record. Under the blue TV screen light, argue with the pain under my fingernails. Like a corpse and nobody's closed his eyes. You're back under my fingernails. In these quiet moments that we've just stolen, I close my eyes and try to fall apart. I hear you breathing, I'm so hard not believing in a lie you've never told me. You kiss my throat and run the water warm. And I know you don't mean me any harm. But you cover me like that water on my shoulders. When you tell me you might love me when we're older, and we can laugh at the parts of me that are a walking contradiction. What will it be? Will you give up on me or count the gifts that we've been given? You cast me gently to the breeze. So I will never fly too close to the sun. When I said I loved you, well, I meant I loved you. You closed your eyes and tried to fall apart. It's hard breathing, hard not believing in a lie you've never told me. Enough to kill. Well, this next song I think is Grandma's favorite. It is. Off this new album. This is called The Little Prince, and it is written sort of based on the fox character from the novella of the same name. Kind of a beautiful testament to what it must feel like to be released back into the wild after having been tamed. I will stand in your rain if I can stand in your sun. You swing from the stars that I strive for. Once I was tame, but he left as he came. Now I'm once again just like the others. Timid at first, I'm dying of thirst. I'm seized with desire to awaken. Lovely indeed, what cannot be seen, and also cannot be forsaken. I shall be quiet and I shall be patient. I'll sit at a distance from you, for I know the gold of the wheat fields now, and I will not forget the truth, the truth, the truth. Aw, I'm so glad that you love it. I mean, a lot of the point of writing these songs was to sort of synthesize what I was going through at the time and turn it into something healing, something powerfully positive and cathartic for others. And I think that song kind of locks in on that a little bit.
It really does.
Really relatable and gentle and soothing in a lot of really magical ways. We're going to do a song that is not gentle or soothing. This one is called Molotov. It's a favorite of ours to do, and it's old I think it actually is on that first solo record that you said you first really discovered my work on. All right. Another literary reference. This is built off the back of Henry Miller's novel Crazy Cock. Our saviors must be in a drunken row, 'cause they are kicking up mischief in the clouds. But your Molotov cocktail smashing through the window of my heart. Come on, baby, why don't you burn me to the ground? Ring my bell and then go running for the hills. The flesh is weak, but the spirit wills. We were sitting by the hearth when the fire burned so hot we could not tell our fear from our thrill. Oh, and gin, it never tastes so good as when I am in this mood. And I want to get stood, not shaken. It's only then my joints stop aching. Everything burns that is not stone. Oh, and when all of the smoke clears up, I will patch up the shingles of the room, if it will keep the angels out. But you can poke your umbrella through the gaping hole of my wall. It's always an adventure, that one.
So well done. So well done.
Very nice.
And that was one of the first songs on that album.
One of the first ones
Yep.
you ever heard? Yeah,
Yep.
probably. Gosh, that was 10 years ago now. That
Easily.
album came out in 2012. Isn't that bonkers how time flies?
Lots happened since then for all of us.
A lot has happened. All right, well, this one is also on the new record. It's called Worth the Wait. And it's sort of about those beautiful friendships that surface when you're going through something crazy. Friends that were on the periphery of your life come closer to you because they understand what you're going through, and it's a really beautiful process to watch happen. And I'm supremely grateful for the people who got closer to me over the last handful of years. Say that hope is the cruelest drug, and I'm too restless to ever give it up. It hangs like flowers, hang their scent in air, and slips through fingers like it was never there. And I'd say it's high time that I had it out with fate. Baby, tell me that it will all be worth the wait. I get nervous when they mention God to need forgiveness, to cover up their fraud and walk in faith with what was meant to be. Feels like a punchline, and the fool is me. That's what they tell me, that's what they say, that I can carry all this weight. But I'm tired, and I am praying that it will all be worth the wait. Say that someday I'll look back on this and laugh like thunder at the hit or miss, but I'm going under. Try to hold my breath when every shaking head feels like a little death. And I'd say it's high time that I had it out with faith. Baby, tell me that it will all be worth the wait. Well, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
We're thinking 2 more songs.
Do what you want to do.
Alrighty.
I can talk with you for hours. You already know that.
I know that, and it's wonderful. All right, well, let's do one more song and do some talking, and then we'll take one out.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds great. So we're gonna do another kind of favorite one from the last record.
Okay.
This one is called
Yay.
Don't Let the Sun Go Down. It's from an album called Scared
This is a great
Fearless.
song.
I brought Kieran all the way out here. Might as well let him show off a little bit.
He's doing well.
Aw.
Has he grown more charisma since he last came home?
He made me bolognese the other night. That was pretty cool.
Don't say I don't do any favors. Nah, it's such a pleasure to play with you. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It's
We've
been
been
so long.
working together close on 7 years now, off and on, pretty substantially since 2017. And to be apart for 2 years physically was very wild, collaborating via email, and it's a whole trip, but we're here now.
That's right.
And all the love this world can you said to me last night. Now it's too late to say it wrong. Turn desires into virtues. Try to turn some gold. And this hunger for your soul like skin is one more time before we part. Don't let that sun go down. Don't let that sun go down. 'Cause I might not be here in the morning. Don't let that sun go down. Don't let that sun go down. 'Cause I might not be here in the morning. I've been around enough to know what I don't want. Don't you and I can make it go. Won't you pop another can of courage? Meet me out on the floor. Don't let that sun go down. Don't let that sun go down. 'Cause I might not be here in the morning. Don't let that sun go down. Don't let that sun go down. 'Cause I might not be here in the morning. We could toss our histories out the window. We could throw some gravel off the road. We could point this car into the sun and let it all unfold. Don't let that sun go down. Don't let that sun go down. 'Cause I might not be here in the morning. Don't let that sun go down. Don't let that sun go down. 'Cause I might not be here in the morning. All right,
So why
shall
don't
we
you
have
guys
a talk
put
with
your
you?
stuff down and come over and mic up? While Daphne and Kieran are coming over and getting situated. Let me remind you, there's one more show at the Hygienic Art Park that's free on Thursday night from 6 to 9:30. If you haven't taken advantage of the free shows that have been going on there this summer, then I'm sorry. And there's just so much music going on all over the place. We're going to talk about some of their music that's going on, and we're also going to talk about some of the other things that are going on with them. But I want you all to get out there and support local live music, local live art. Take care of your neighborhood. Support the artists that live in it, okay? All right, we're going to talk to these guys. It's going to be fun. Check this out. Hi.
Hello.
So, can we get a snapshot of this? Okay, so you can't have this yet. I have one.
Don't be too happy about it now.
I have one, but it is going to come out, and I kind of don't want to talk about it yet. I want to talk about some of the other things you're doing. You got some shows going on from now until August 28th.
Yeah.
And you're here, you're around. Let's put out there some of the places that people can see you from the 20th of August, which is today, until the end of the week.
Alrighty, well, the 23rd of August, for fans of the beautiful foothills in the northern climes of the state, in Putnam, Connecticut, at the Stomping Ground. We're going to be playing on the 23rd from 8 to 11. Hopefully we'll have some friends joining us and make it a little bit more of a jam session for that one.
That would
so
be
that
cool.
one should be a really good time, and they have wonderful food and drink there. It's a great place. And then we're going to do a house concert, which I suppose you could speak to a little bit, on the 26th.
So that house concert is a private party, and the invitations are out, and that's how that goes.
Very exciting. Very excited for that. The 27th of August, we are going to be, where are we on the 27th? Oh, Collinsville.
Collinsville, that's
so
a ride.
for the western part of the state.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing Music on Main from 6 to 9 p.m. And
Nice.
that's free, family friendly, lots of food vendors, lots of stuff. It's sort of like street fair kind of a vibe.
Nice.
So
and then you
much
fly
more
back
relaxed.
to New Orleans.
Well, and on the 28th,
Oh,
we're going to be in
oh.
Providence for the Rhode Island. For the Rhode Island crowd, we're going to be at Askew in Providence.
Oh, nice.
Post
nice.
the Rhode Island Folk Festival. So again, that should be a party. That should be a
Yeah, that should be a great time. And then you fly out
I
on
drive
Monday.
to New Orleans.
Oh.
1,400 miles.
You know, I've driven to Florida. I like flying better. I'm sorry. I'll wear a mask. I don't care. But how do you like living in New Orleans?
It's an adventure.
It is, but you're
Absolutely.
playing all over the place down there, aren't you? And it's such a musical atmosphere anyway that it must be getting you to up your game just a little bit more, don't you think?
Yeah, well, being surrounded by such stellar musicians is incredible, and the fact that they're so collaborative and generous with their time and their skills and their energies, their stage time. I mean, I've been asked to sit in with folks that play with the Preservation Hall Jazz Band, and
Nice.
my mind is blown. I can't understand how I got so lucky in a lot of ways, but it's just such a welcoming and warm scene down there. It's been really great, and it's only been 7 months. I can't wait to see what I'm saying about it in 2 years from now.
I can't wait either, but I do think that it has, as I spoke to earlier, it's upped your game. Now you're here
Yes,
from Australia,
absolutely. Yes,
down under.
that's right.
My friend Terry just came home from down under
Really?
too. She was there for 7 days
Oh.
and exploring. She took more pictures of more birds than ever.
We have very
lot
many
of
birds.
birds.
A lot of birds there.
And one of them is like we have sparrows. You have this like parrot something bird.
Like a lorikeet? No, I don't know.
A lorikeet.
Oh, really? Lorikeet?
Yeah. They're everywhere.
Rainbow lorikeets are gorgeous birds. Yeah, no, absolutely. And
That's-
galahs, they make a horrible screeching sound, but they look rather magnificent. So.
That's so cool. That's so cool. So you two have been collaborating on music via the internet and emails and whatever. How does that work?
Sort of piecemeal, I guess, by necessity. I mean, I will sort of talk about what things are working or not working with a given song, and then I will do my best on my end to do, what I need to do with the So I did a lot of string arrangements and all of the violin playing on this upcoming record. And so,
Great.
I was I had the good fortune and privilege of a decent recording setup in Australia.
Nice.
And so I'd put that together, and by virtue of the incredible technology we have available to us, generally I'd get that across to Daphne, and she'd assemble it at her end. And yes, so that's sort of not ideal, I suppose, like in one way, but in a lot of other ways, I felt that there was a lot of time that I could spend on crafting these things that I would not necessarily otherwise have, I think, in the context of a recording studio. So
Right.
yeah.
So you did all of the string arrangements for the new album, The Starter Wife.
Yes.
How does it, knowing what I know about this album,
Yeah.
how did that make you feel? Do you recognize in your heart and soul what a phenomenal piece of work this is?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, and there are two thoughts I had coming into it. One, that the songs themselves so strong, and that it's true. I mean, I was thinking when you're saying like, oh, Preservation Hall band, like it's not like you don't know what you're doing. You've got that you there for a reason. So the songs are so strong and so also very personal, and so I felt that songs are sort of like children. You got to look after them. You've got to do them right.
Right.
So I went into it with that thought, as well as the fact that Daphne's been incredibly generous with the creative freedom for me to assemble these things as well. So these two things together put on me a great onus of responsibility to make sure that I serve the song as best I can. And so I feel so good. I feel actually very proud of what we've put together.
This album, now, when I knew about Daphne before
she
she
knew
put
all
out,
about me.
I knew her when she put out her first album. I knew of her, but I hadn't really gotten into her music. And then she put out that first album, and I was like, I called up our friend Marco, and I was like, have you heard this album? I was freaking out because she was our neighbor.
Yeah.
She lived around the block from me, and she was putting out something that was good, really good.
Yeah.
And I've watched her grow. But I can't even tell you, like, for me to get goosebumps and the hair on my arms to stand up, that takes something. Now, a couple of your songs here and there have done that. The Little Prince did that right from the get-go. The first time you played it on my radio show, it blew me away. And then when it was put with the orchestration, so this album should go gold. Wait, platinum.
Oh.
Thank you. That is very kind
Platinum.
of you.
No, I think that if you could recognize, and I don't think that you do, the caliber of musicians that you've surrounded yourself with only serve to make the queen of music that you are even better. You're not a princess anymore.
Oh, that's very sweet. Well, to be fair, because of the nature of how this album was made in the first place, there was a very small core group of musicians. I mean, I think there's only like 7 people that play on this whole project. Kieran, instead of like what we did with Scared Fearless, where everybody came into the studio, did their part, and then left, Kieran was able to develop, 25 string parts for one track because there was time to do that, to build out, and so it just made for a different kind of artwork. It made for a different kind of piece.
It's a whole different piece of art. It's a whole different experience than anything you've done.
And that was true for Thor and for Andrew and for Justin and everybody else that worked on this project, Isaac. Because everyone was working remotely, they could do it in their house in their pajamas at 2 a.m. if they wanted to, and everybody got to do it in their comfort zone.
Yep.
Everybody got to take their time to make sure that their performance was exactly what they meant for it to be, rather than feeling rushed because we're paying by the hour, So that was kind of an extraordinary difference in the way we recorded it.
Right. So it wasn't just, now let's speak to the fact that these songs are I'm bleeding deep personal songs from you. I know your story I don't call you just an artist. We're friends. And I know your deepness, your pain, your struggle, your victories. I know them. So maybe this album is a little personal to me because I feel it, because I know. But I also think that because you dug so deep and you bled so freely, that other people are going to feel this too. It's real. It's fascinating that someone that has been through the pain that you've been through can bleed that freely for millions of people. Do you understand the core of what I just said to you?
I understand it. It freaks me out a little bit, I'll say. I feel like that's what actors do all the time, and I've never been that kind of a performance artist. So for me, to do this, it's not theatrical. You're right, it's genuine. Every word, every emotion, every note, every melody, every break in my voice is real. It's expressing what I was experiencing.
Right.
But because, and ever since I started working on this project, the whole purpose was to connect with other people. And I feel like these songs were built like so wholly on that premise of let's just everyone's included. Let's just wrap our arms around this. And because of that, it allowed me the safety to bleed. It allowed me the freedom to tell the truth and to be that vulnerable, I guess.
And you know that this is going to go out into the world and people are going to feel those feelings, right?
And I hope it helps them. I hope it helps them process through it, you know?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Do you also feel the blood that I feel in this album?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm aware certainly of this, the life experience that's gone into the crafting of these songs, and that's only helped contribute to my corner of organising the strings to try and do the message being delivered in those songs justice, and help try and reflect that as best as I can understand it, that emotional message. So.
One of the things I think that the strings do for this album is because a lot of these songs are very dense and very heavy. The themes are heavy, the words are heavy, even the melodies can be heavy. The violins bring a sort of float, a sort of levity, and a sort of a release to the whole project, where things that are sort of heavy and anchoring, are the guitars, the drums, and in some cases the songs themselves. Kieran takes those and says, let's go for a flight. I can show you the world with the string sections, and they're incredible for that because it keeps it from taking itself too seriously. It keeps it light. It keeps it easy.
It does do that. But then when we watch him play,
the pure joy.
Gosh, it is pure joy, which comes from inside. Happiness is out here.
Oh, yeah.
But your joy of playing is just mesmerizing. I had to look for the right word, but I was watching you oh my gosh, I had to stop videoing because I had to watch you.
Oh.
Your facial expressions are phenomenal. And then the two of you, I don't know where your connection comes from because I know you guys are friends. And I know I've known you both now for a while. And I watch the way that you connect here on stage together. And there's I don't know if I said thread or yarn, it's not enough. A baling twine. Do you know what baling twine is?
Yes.
It's kind of like a hemp rope, only one strand of it. Yeah.
Strand.
You guys are like a baling twine playing together. It's connectivity 202, 204, whatever. it's an upgrade. So let's talk just a little bit about a little bit of background to the second song on the album is called The Starter Wife. This song tells a story. Do you believe that this song connects to all women that have gone through that experience?
I think everyone has a different experience of it. And while I've been very publicly vulnerable,
You have.
I've not been very public about the circumstances of my situation. I will say that they very nearly took me out.
I know they did.
And for me to even speak about that at all is still extraordinarily painful. But what I wanted to do with the song The Starter Wife was, and I wrote it on a day when something terrible had happened, but what I really wanted to accomplish with that song was to mark in time when it was good, when I realized what I thought was good was not good, and what I wished had been different about it.
Right.
And so the song almost feels chronological to me.
It does.
But
It tells
the
a
chronology
story.
isn't necessarily the chronology of the relationship itself. It's the chronology of my understanding what was going on versus what I hoped was going on, what I wished was true. And I think a lot of women in particular have that experience when they realize that their fairy tale is not in fact reality.
I think that and I'm not gonna, what do you call it when you tell the end of the story when you
Spoiler.
shouldn't? I'm not gonna do a spoiler, but when people get this CD and the album, I can't wait to have the vinyl in my hands. Can't wait. But when they open the CD cover and see the reality of where the story came from and where it goes, and the words that are written inside the CD, it hits home. It's a real thing. And to have anyone say those words ever is like, no. You didn't just say that. You really didn't just say that, did you? So anyway, my heart has always been right here with you and for you. You know that. You know how much I love you. To the point of going to the Salvation Army and shopping. That was kind of a freaky day for you. I walked in and had found something at the Salvation Army. Do you remember that? Yes. So anyway, music is a way to touch other people. And you two have connected to make this music very connectable, but very real. Like I said, it bleeds. It does. It bleeds. But that, when I say that, it sounds bad, but it's not. It's so real. Where would you like to see this album go?
Oh gosh, the Grammys. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'll do.
Platinum.
Yeah.
You know, I would like for it to be referenced when people are saying, "Hey, I see you're going through this hard time. This song really helped me out." That for me is sort of the end all be all of what I want this record to do, is just for it to help people. But as far as what I would love to see it get me in front of folks and maybe work with some cool people down the line, of course. We would love to play Americana Fest. We would love to go to Newport. We would love to do all kinds of wonderful things that I hope this album will open some doors for us now that we're producing music that sounds the way that it does.
Nice, nice. I think that it shall. I'm just saying, I think that it shall. What is both of you, because I'm going to assume that the answer is different for both of you. What's your favorite song on this album?
Gee, I think it might be Little Prince, but I don't know. I shift on that a fair bit. Yeah.
It's like having a child.
Yeah, I think I've been connecting mostly. Well, I mean, I've really enjoyed ghosting recently, actually. So I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
It changes for me. It's you're always in love with the last thing you wrote, right? It's sort of whatever I was working on last is typically or whatever I was focused on last is the one that sort of sticks in my mind. I will say that there was one song that I did not think was going to make a cut.
Okay.
It wasn't coming together because parts weren't being emailed in time, and I really didn't think it was going to make it. Actually, two songs I didn't think that were going to make it. The one we opened with, Sentimental Pessimism, that was a challenge to get that one done. but I really love something like Heartache. It was never going to make this album. Somehow it made it on, and it's transcendent.
Great
it's
song.
really beautiful.
It's a
and
wonderful
I'm so
song.
glad that it made the cut.
It's so you spoke of ghosting.
Yeah.
It's like in my top 5.
Oh, hey. Fantastic.
But I can't really say that about this album. It's phenomenal. Can we do this one more time? This will come out on October 16th,
14th.
14th,
There it is.
Yes.
and the 16th.
So the 14th is going to be the party at the Knickerbocker Music Center in Westerly, Rhode Island, and then on the 16th, for folks a little downstate, will be at Cafe 9. We're going to do 2 big parties
Okay,
in
so
New Haven.
So the 14th and the 16th of October, you'll be able to get that. Until then, pay attention to streaming venues, streaming places. Tell people where to find
Yep.
you and what's going to happen with that real quick because we're running out of
So
time.
as of the airing of this show, one of the singles will already have been released. It will be on Spotify. There's a pre-save up, and it is going to be the Starter Wife title track. Yep.
Awesome.
All the streaming services.
So pay attention to Daphne's Facebook page. Pay attention to her song page, music page, and this is an album. I'm telling you right now, this is yeah, top 1 right now on my book. This is the album of the year. That's all I'm saying. Will you take us out with a song?
We surely will.
Thank you so much. Make
Thank
sure
you.
unplug.
Yep.
So, yeah, I called it. And when it goes number 1, you'll say, Doc called it. And I did. So remember, it is still summertime. The heat can be bad. Don't walk your dogs on the hot cement, hot tar. Not a good thing. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And make sure your elderly neighbors are hydrated and fanned up. And now we're going to turn it back over. Until next week, everybody, stay safe, stay cool, and have a great week. See you next week. Bye.
All right. So since you've asked for it, we're going to give it to you. We have not really played this out live very much, so it's fairly new for us. But this is the title track of the album. This is the Starter Wave. When you asked me to be your wife, we promised each other the rest of our lives. What nature gives, she will reclaim, and now it's overgrown with vines. Beautiful ruin I visit from time to time. Well, I didn't ask for much. The first time we touched, somehow a decade goes by. You check your watch and then ask the time. Pour another glass of what gets you by. There are things they never teach you. There are gifts you cannot buy. There are no atheists in foxholes. I was not meant to be a starter wife. Well, I just wish that you could say, for all the time I have held this pain, to buy your freedom, buy your freedom, to buy your freedom, buy your freedom. You were truly as happy as you said you would be. There are things they never teach you. There are gifts you cannot buy. There are no atheists in foxholes. And I was not meant to, I was not meant to, I was not meant to, I was not meant to. I was not meant to, 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 I was not meant to be a start away. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.